Joint Service Open House. And now that I've plugged Bombardier and Big Band Networks, I'm going to give you my last child. Ted Romans, report to the Last Child Facility. Ted Romans, report to the Last Child Facility. Rob, back to you.
Thanks, Chris Lee. Well, ladies and gentlemen, very good, sir. Thanks. Taking off right now is weather is particularly good for skydiving, and they will sometimes jump as many as 8 times a day, working on their maneuvers, from everything from landings to baton passes. But look straight overhead, we can see it. As they get directly overhead, Paul Sachs will be leaning out the left-hand window, and there the wind drift indicators are showing up. Now, I don't know where they're going to land, but I'm just going to mention to you, don't try to catch them. They continue to climb, and in just a moment, as they do climb, we're going to be bringing the Geico Sky Typers in from stage center.
Straight over the field.
The Geico Sky Typers are from up in New York, and we'll be right with them in a minute. Golden Knights continue to climb. Rob Mays is talking to them. They're continuing to circle those wind drift indicators. The golden black canopy of your United States Army parachute team, the Golden Knights.
Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, because the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. But I won't forget the men who died, who gave that light to me, and I gladly stand up next to you when they've been hurt still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
The narrator for the Golden Knights is Sergeant Andrew Starr from Cleveland, Ohio, with 825 jumps.
From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA. There's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that life to me. And I gladly
Move slightly left or right in response to the steering instructions. The aircraft has been slowed to approximately 120 miles per hour, the same speed as the free fall parachute at terminal velocity. As the aircraft gracefully crosses overhead, the jump master gives a cross-arm signal of hot target, signifying that the airspace is clear and it is safe to jump. The jumpers complete their final gear checks and move toward the doors in the rear of the aircraft. In a matter of moments, members of the black demonstration team will simultaneously enter the aircraft and walk to the ready position while in free fall. A thumbs-up signal of standby has been given. Watch momentarily for the Golden Knights to exit our aircraft. Now have members of the Golden Knights in free fall, rapidly approaching speeds of 120 miles per hour. The initial part of the formation is called the phase, and it forms quickly as the initial numbers interlock their arms The remaining jumpers set up slightly above and outside the formation and await the team leader's call. At 9,000 feet, the team leader gives a thumbs up, signaling our outside jumpers to fly to the base. As they fly closer and closer together, they use their hands, arms, legs, and shoulders as flight controls, allowing the jumpers to safely complete the formation. At 5,000 feet, the team leader will wave his arms, signaling the outside jumpers to perform our bomb burst maneuver. The base will continue to fall, and working on the same set of signals, they will reach back and simultaneously ignite their smoke. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our salute to the attendants of today's show. Now watch the base to open their parachutes. And there you have the high-flying black and gold of your United States Army parachute team, the Golden Knights. Now, as you may have guessed, these jumpers are ready for the very unique situation, a traffic jam in the sky. They must first gain vertical separation to allow for individual approaches into the target area. The jumpers will accomplish this by pulling down on the front side of one part of their parachute, enabling our jumpers to spiral earthward at speeds of up to 60 miles per hour. The parachutes used by the Golden Knights are flexible wing gliders constructed of a lightweight ripstop nylon. Each parachute has an apparent forward speed of up to 22 miles per hour. To turn left, the jumpers will pull down on their left steering line. To turn right, the jumper will simply pull down on their right steering line. As the jumpers near the ground, they will pull down on both steering lines simultaneously for the safest and softest possible landing. Parachute has 7 openings in the front. These allow air to be forced in, inflating our flexible wing glider. Each jumper wears a red smoke bracket attached to his left foot. This enables the spectators to see our jumpers in free fall and perform visual effects while in the air. Watch now as our first jumper brings his parachute into the target area. He is the free fall photographer and is wearing a slightly different parachute than the rest of our jumpers. He will bring his parachute over the target and glide to a stop, much like an aircraft, dropping his sails. Ladies and gentlemen, these jumpers can hear you very well under their black and gold parachutes. And the louder you cheer, the closer they will land to the front center of the target. Watch now as our first jumper brings his parachute over the target and prepares to stop it completely. Look at the minor corrections he makes to the steering lines. Started landing. Our next jumper, not to be outdone by his partner, turns his parachute over the target, stops it completely for a nice, soft tiptoe landing. At 1,000 feet, the jumper performs what is called a wind penetration check. This allows the jumper to gauge his speed and distance across the ground. Each jumper then turns on a downwind leg, a base leg at 90 degrees to the target, and will then face his parachute into the wind for his final approach. Once on final approach, the jumper shifts all his concentration to a small black dot located in the center of the orange X. Watch the corrections that our jumpers make with their steering lines as they shift all their concentration onto the target. We now have 3 jumpers coming in together. They will split the target and land on both arms simultaneously for 2 stand-up landings. Once the jumper's on final approach, he must constantly stay aware of wind speed and direction. To enable our jumpers to do this, we have placed a wind streamer located in the target area. Watch the minor corrections made with the steering lines as our jumpers bring their parachutes in on the target. Our next jumper, you saw jumping the smoke chain. It's 6 different smoke canisters attached to a 40-foot long chain. He's reeled it back up and makes the landing a little bit more difficult. Watch him stop his parachute completely. Brings it over the target for a dead center landing, ladies and gentlemen. Now as our last jumper brings his parachute into the target area. Ladies and gentlemen, make as much noise as you can and let this jumper know how much you appreciate him bringing his parachute. Look at the concentration and determination on the jumper's face as he stops his parachute for another tiptoe landing. Ladies and